cannot stop operating in Nigeria if you're a Nigerian carrier. So the best option for a Nigerian carrier is to look at ways of dealing with the economic situation and being able to overcome the challenges of today. You cannot operate without it, and that's what happened to us on Tuesday. You renew the insurance when it expires, just like most valuable assets must be insured. Motor vehicles must be insured. Therefore, aircraft flying and aircraft have to be insured all the time. What has happened is that while we were in the process of renewal, we were told by the insurance company that they need to give a 10-day notice of this renewal of policy. So NICOM, at the time we were doing this, due to loss of time and all that, we didn't have enough time to give the 10-day notice. So they needed a waiver, which they didn't get. Initially, we were not. It's something the insurance company gets from Nigeria Insurance Commission, and we were hoping that they will get that and then renew the insurance normally. You can imagine that renewal of insurance is what we've done in the past 10 years. So it usually happens seamlessly, and not everybody, even in the organization, gets to know that this happens. If you are in the process of doing something and that process is a process you must finish before you go back to work, and you've not finished that, then as a responsible airline, even the quality department will have to check your documents and be sure that they are complete every day before you start flying. The pilots get into the aircraft, he has to check the documents around him before he starts flying the aircraft. So if one of those documents are not there, and you stop operation until we get this document in. That's exactly what happened. These aircraft were on ground and they were not insured. Because it's not just when the aircraft are flying that they need to be insured. For an aircraft to be on ground, if you have a $100 million asset on ground and it's not covered by insurance. So in the event of fire or any accident on ground, it's not covered. That's enough to scare away a lessor. It's enough to scare away an investor in an economy. And that's what we're trying to underscore. That Arik did not fly that day. Arik lost a lot of money that day. That's not the only problem. The bigger problem is that this has created a very big problem for our economy, our jurisdiction, in terms of how lessors, in terms of how aircraft manufacturers, and therefore those who provide this aircraft, because it's not something that you can fund from here. So, and these people are very concerned about this. But I don't think most people actually understood exactly what the bigger implications of what happens are,
The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has directed passengers not to turn on or charge their Samsung Galaxy Note 7 devices on board aircraft following recent incidents and concerns raised by its manufacturers. The industry regulator gave the directive in a statement signed by its General Manager of Public Relations, Sam Adorogboye. It warned that the phones must not be stowed away in any checked-in baggage and emphasized that cabin crew briefings to passengers must insist on the prohibition of these devices on board. The NCA reminded travelers that Samsung had recalled over 2.5 million Galaxy Note 7 devices due to several reported cases of overheating and outright explosion.
Over the last 35 years, no fewer than 45 domestic airlines have shut down operations in Nigeria. with this negative trend. The managing director of Medview Airlines, Munir Bankole, has expressed fears over the possibility of more airlines going under.
And the federal government designated us.
The top boss of Medview Airlines believes the federal government must make through its promise of supporting the industry. As the federal government keeps expressing its desire to grow the aviation industry, the President's National Association of Nigeria Travel Agencies, NANTA, Mr. Bankole Bernard, is asking for a merger of the Ministry of Tourism to that of Aviation to fast-track an immediate development of tourism in Nigeria. The NANTA president says there is need for a systematic and strategic realignment to drive tourism through aviation, as this could help in Nigeria's rebound from the current economic realities. And on the foreign scene, more reactions are trailing the decision by British Airways to charge passengers for food on short-haul flights for the first time. Report says the carrier is in talks with Marks & Spencer over a deal that could see BA sell the retailer's food to its passengers instead of offering them free refreshment, turning catering from a cost to a revenue source for the airline. Experts have, however, predicted that the move by the UK's biggest airline would anger local customers who are used to complimentary food and drink on all of its flights. Newsflash winds down with balloonists from 12 different countries launching from Gladbeck, Germany for the start of the 60th Coupe Aeronautic Gordon Bennett, aviation's oldest and most prestigious hot air balloon race. Yes, sir. 48 pilots and 24 balloons set off individually under the glare of floodlights, with Switzerland, USA, Germany, France and Belgium entering 3 teams, while Poland and the UK started with 2 teams. Netherlands, Lithuania, Spain, Austria and Australia are competing with 1 team.
Hands off. Good luck. Safe flight.
Among the competitors taking part were the 2014 champions, Germany's Wilhelm Eimers, and his co-pilot Matthias Zenge, who climbed into their basket and waved goodbye to a cheering crowd as they ascended. The format of the Coupe Aeronautic Gordon Bennett has changed little since it began 110 years ago in 1906. The basic equipment used in the race of open basket and balloon has remained much the same, as has the premise of the race: the balloon that goes the furthest wins. This year, the pilots are heading south from Germany towards France, Spain and the Mediterranean. Poor weather over the Alps means pilots will have to use the wind to track west of the mountains, possibly heading over out the Mediterranean to the islands of Sardinia and Sicily. The winners could land in Crete or mainland Greece, a straight line distance of almost 2,000 kilometers.
They are the faces of viable airlines around the world. Want to know who they are? That's after the break. Do join us again.